What if calm investing had little to do with picking winners? What if it meant deciding in advance how much you'd risk? Quick note first. This is educational only and not financial advice. Today, you'll learn to size investments so one mistake can't finish you. Welcome to Moolah IQ, where we make personal finance, investing, and trading simple. Imagine opening your investing app and feeling steady instead of anxious. The market dips, and you simply don't flinch at all. You decided long ago how much could ever face one bet. You sleep through the volatility that keeps other people wide awake. You check your accounts out of curiosity rather than pure dread. Over years, that steadiness quietly becomes a real kind of freedom. A portfolio that grows on your own terms, year after year. A retirement that arrives a little earlier than you expected. The calm of knowing one bad call can't undo your work. That peace doesn't come from being right all of the time. Nobody is right all the time, and that's completely fine. It comes from sizing your positions wisely and carefully. So that being wrong is never once catastrophic for you. And the beautiful thing is that position sizing is learnable. Anyone can learn it, long before they feel like an expert. So let's walk through the whole thing together, step by step. Today you'll learn the simple idea of asymmetric risk. You structure investments so the downside stays small and known. Meanwhile, the upside still has real room to run and grow. We'll keep it concrete, beginner-friendly, with numbers you can use. And a simple 6-step process you can reuse every single time. This matters now because easy apps make big bets far too easy. One exciting idea, one tap, and you're suddenly overexposed. The investors who last decided their limits before the excitement hit. You don't need a finance degree for any of this at all. You need a pool, a cap, and a little honest arithmetic. Step 1. Define your total investable pool first. Before you buy anything, get clear on one single number. The total money you're investing, separate from emergency and everyday cash. This is your investable pool, and every decision flows from it. Write it down somewhere you'll actually see it each day. A percentage means nothing until you know its actual base. A quick gut check before money ever enters this pool. Short-term spending and a basic emergency cushion should already be handled. Nothing in here should be money you'll need next month. This matters because risk is always relative to the whole pool. $1,000 feels different inside $2,000 versus $50,000. Think of it like packing a fixed-size suitcase for a trip. Once you know the size, every choice becomes clear and honest. Knowing your pool turns vague worry into simple, usable arithmetic. It's the quiet foundation that every other step rests upon. Step 2. Set a per-position cap as a percentage. Now decide, in advance, the most for any single investment. Express it as a clear share of that total pool. Many investors keep one position to a small slice only. Often 1 to 5% for the higher risk bets. The core, meanwhile, sits in broad, diversified, low-cost funds. The exact number is yours, and gentler is perfectly fine early. What matters is choosing it before you fall for an idea. Notice what a cap quietly does for you here. It guarantees that being wrong about one position stays survivable. You never have to bet the farm just to participate. A cap converts a scary, open-ended question into a rule. How much should I put in becomes a calm decision. It's the difference between a thermostat and a nervous guess. You set the comfortable level once, and it holds firm. Even when emotions run hot and a story sounds irresistible. Step 3. Separate your core from your explore. Picture your pool split into two clearly different buckets. The core, the large majority, goes into diversified holdings. Low cost, designed to grow steadily over a long time. The explore bucket is a small, deliberate slice only. That's where you can take more concentrated bets if wanted. This structure lets you satisfy curiosity without ever betting the foundation. Many beginners skip this and make one costly mistake. They turn their entire pool into the explore bucket. And that's exactly how one bad idea undoes years of saving. Here's a useful way to feel the real difference. The core is the actual house you live in. The explore bucket is money you'd take to try something. Losing it would sting, but never cost you the house. Keeping these two jobs separate keeps you invested through rough patches, instead of selling everything at the worst possible moment. Here's the heart of why this discipline is worth it. When your downside is capped and known, you stay calm. And calm investors capture the long-term growth that builds freedom. Picture yourself years from now, unbothered by a scary headline. Because you always knew the most any position could cost. That's the quiet luxury this discipline gives to you. Not the thrill of a lucky win, but deep steadiness. Never being one single decision away from real disaster. It's the peace that lets you stay seated for decades. Step 4. Size the position with simple arithmetic. Now put it together with one small calculation only. Take your pool, multiply by your chosen cap, done. That's the most you'll commit to a given position. On a $10,000 pool with a 2% cap, watch. Any higher risk position stays at or under $200. On a $1,000 pool, that same cap is $20. Do the multiplication before you buy every single time. Let the number be the boundary, even when excited. This removes ego and emotion from the actual decision moment. The math already made the call while you thought clearly. It's the same reason a recipe lists exact amounts. You decide the proportions while calm, not caught up. Over a lifetime, this habit prevents the oversized, damaging mistakes. Step 5. Predefine your exit thinking, not just your entry. Before you commit, decide how you'll think about leaving. Both if it falls and if it climbs higher. Decide in advance how much decline you can sit through, and roughly when you'd take some gains off the table. Writing this down matters as much as choosing the size. A plan you can see is a plan you follow. The goal isn't to predict the market at all. It's to make emotional decisions while you are calm, not while you are panicking or wildly celebrating a win. Most costly mistakes happen in moments of fear or euphoria. A plan made in advance is your steady hand. Think of it like agreeing on rules before playing, so no one is tempted to rewrite them mid-match. And notice an exit plan for a small position is easier. When the stakes are survivable, you think clearly, not desperately. Step 6. Review and rebalance on a calm schedule. Finally, set a simple, unemotional rhythm for checking in. Perhaps once a quarter, look at each position carefully. See whether any has grown beyond its chosen cap. Then gently trim it back toward your original plan. Putting it on the calendar genuinely matters for you. A scheduled review replaces the temptation to check anxiously daily. This keeps your risk exactly where you intended it, even as winners grow and the pool shifts around. Left unchecked, a single big winner becomes an outsized risk. Success itself can quietly pull you off your plan. Picture it like carefully tending a growing garden. A little regular pruning keeps the whole thing healthy. Neglect lets one plant crowd out everything else around it. A calm review is how disciplined investors stay disciplined for decades. So here's everything we built together today. Define your pool, set a per position cap clearly. Split core from explore, size with simple arithmetic. Predefine your exits, and rebalance on a calm schedule. Together, those turn investing into a steady, repeatable practice. A practice you fully control instead of an emotional roller coaster. And notice the single thread running through all 6. Every one is a decision you make while calm. So your calm self steers when the market gets loud. That's the entire game, plain and simple, right there. Let today's planning quietly protect you from tomorrow's impulses. The most common trap is letting a winner swell past your cap. Success can pull you off plan just as easily as fear. That's exactly what the scheduled review is for, so don't skip it. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. What per position cap feels right for your own peace of mind? And what made you finally land on that particular number? Sharing how we think about risk helps everyone size wisely. And I read and reply to as many as I can. If this helped, there's more waiting at moolaiq.com. A deeper written guide and a free position sizing worksheet await. And our weekly newsletter unpacks one practical money skill each week. Imagine the years ahead, markets rising and falling around you. And you stay calm and invested through all of it. Because you always knew your limits before you needed them. That steadiness compounds not just in your account but life. Fewer sleepless nights, clearer decisions, and quiet, lasting confidence. That future isn't reserved only for the professionals out there. It's what happens when you decide your risk beforehand. One calm, capped, well-sized decision repeated patiently for years. This is Moolah IQ, helping you increase your financial IQ, one wise decision at a time.